Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Thanks for joining today. Make sure you hit that subscribe button to see all the future videos. So in today's video, I start off with priming my face with the Touch in Soul Pretty Filter Glassy Skin Balm Primer. I really enjoy this primer because it has a dewy finish to it, which I find helps for my skin to really glow once I put my foundation on and hold my foundation in place. So here I am just rubbing it all over my face, making sure it's deep into my skin. I do always moisturize my neck, so anytime I use a primer or a face moisturizer, I apply it to my neck just to help reduce the appearance of wrinkles and to prevent dryness. I'm going to go in with my Becca Skin Love Brightening and Blur Primer. I really enjoy this primer because it definitely leaves the skin looking and feeling silky smooth, and it perfectly preps for flawless makeup application. I do only apply this to my T-zone area where you can see my pores more, so this is not something that I put all over my face, just in the T-zone area. Now that the face is completely primed, I'm going to take my Wet n Wild Photo Focus Rose 3-in-1 Primer Water and just spritz that all over the face just to give it that really nice, dewy, healthy look for the skin. Now it's time to prep the eyes. I just normally use concealer. Sometimes I'll use an eye primer, but today I'm just using concealer to prime my eyes. Now that the concealer is completely covering the eyes, I will go in with some setting powder just to set that so that it doesn't really crease, and it does make for the eyeshadow to go on smooth. To start off today's eye look, I will be going in with the Physicians Formula Mirror Mirror Butter collection. This does have over 58 shades in it. Later on in the video, I'll open it all up and you'll see what all comes in it, but this was a great buy, so if you like this look, you should definitely buy this. They have so many different shade colors, it's amazing. I'm now going in with that light shade and just putting that all over the eyelid for a transition color. I know a lot of people will go darker and then do the lighter on top. I've not learned that way yet, so what I always do is just go from light to dark. Please excuse my dance moves. I don't know why I do this a lot in the video. I don't know if it was because I was nervous, but anyways, so I'm now taking that burnt orange shade and I'm just putting that all in my crease to warm it up a bit. I do find that this gives it a airbrush look once I start adding the darker colors. Now I'm going to go in with this dark brown color and just kind of pat that all in the crease area. I'm not trying to put this on perfectly because I will go in a moment and blend it all out. I'm just getting it in the crease area, so don't mind how crazy it looks at the moment. Now I'm just blending that eyeshadow out, giving it that airbrushed look and a more clean look as well. I am in a bit of a hurry today, so I couldn't do an in-depth eye look, but I still wanted a pop of color, so I'm going to go in with this deep purple. I'm going to start by placing it on the outer corner of my eyelid and move it up into the crease. Now I will take a clean eye brush and just kind of buff that out and blend it all together so there isn't any harsh lines. And now I'm just going to mirror on the other eyelid exactly what I did on the first eye. Don't mind me picking my eye. I had an eye booger, so I got that out. I will now go in with these two metallic colors, and they are so pretty. The eyeshadows are actually super buttery. However, I do still spritz any metallic color that I ever put on the lid just because I feel like it does show up better when it's a little wet. Now I'm just going to pop those two colors all over the lid, almost like the same that you would do for a cut crease. I'll now go in with those same two colors, give a little spritz, and do the same thing to my other eyelid. Now I'm going to go back in with that purple shade and a little bit of that brown and just really deepen that outer corner and the crease area. I now go back in with that burnt orange shade that I used previously and just buff out the edges. I'm still trying to master creating a perfect wing eye, so for now I do use these e.l.f. eye tapes, which I find very helpful. I'm now using my Hank & Henry liquid eyeliner, which is super easy to work with. Since I'm not doing a dramatic eye look today, I did want to use dramatic lashes, so I am using Lily Lashes in their Lashes Miami. Now, if you follow me on Instagram, you do know how much I've been loving this foundation lately. This is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. I got it for Target, but I did see that Walmart had it for like $1 and some change. So it is a very drugstore affordable foundation. It does say that it's a high-performing, skin-perfecting foundation. It underwent major road testing under 7 different photo lighting conditions to deliver flawless, camera-ready makeup every time. I totally agree. It is definitely very flawless, and your photos are always perfect. I'm now going to go in with my e.l.f. concealer. I've been really loving this concealer lately. It's definitely not a full coverage concealer, but it is very buildable. I find that it does not cake underneath my eyes as like Tarte Shape Tape does, so I'm not a big fan of the Tarte Shape Tape. So right now, this is definitely my go-to concealer, and I'm just going to put that underneath my eyes in my T-zone area and just really brighten up the face. I will now go in with a damp sponge and just press that all into the skin. I'm now going to go in with the Becca Cosmetic Hydra Mist Set and Refresh Powder. Online, this states it's a loose setting powder that sets makeup with a revitalizing mist-like effect on skin. I would completely agree. Whenever you put this on, it's very cool to the skin, and it does feel like it is hydrating underneath the eye. I find that this is the only setting powder I can use that will really just set the makeup and so that it does not crease. So I am going to put this underneath the eyes and in my T-zone, everywhere where I applied that concealer, and just set it into my skin. I'm now going in with the Becca Soft Light Blurring Powder in the shade Pink Haze. I'm just going to set this all over my face where I did not put the loose setting powder, just to make sure the makeup really stays in place. And this way, when I apply my bronzer and contour, it'll really just glide onto the skin. For bronzer, I'm going to be using Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I absolutely love this bronzer. If you've never used it, I highly recommend it. I think it makes the skin just look so warm and beautiful. It smells amazing. It smells like coconuts on a beach, drinking a pina colada. It's so buttery and creamy. This bronzer really is just amazing, and it is drugstore, so it's very affordable. When contouring my nose, I do like to take a mirror and kind of hold it underneath and just kind of see that natural bone structure that I have to make sure I'm following that in order to just give my nose that nice precision clean look. Again, I don't know why I was doing this dance move. I think I was just very nervous, and yeah, I'm sorry about it. I will put a little bronzer underneath my lip just to give it more of that pout look. Now I'm going to set my face using that rose water from Wet n Wild again. I do find during the winter time I set my face quite a bit just because my skin tends to be a little drier in the winter. I did do my brows off camera. Let me know in the comments if you all would like to see my brow routine, and I'll do a video on that. But I am going in now with some brow gel just to set the brows. I'm not really sure why I did this. I think I just was trying to show the difference in using the brow gel, how much better your brows look. So this is a step that I don't ever skip. Even if I'm just doing my brows and no other makeup, I'll still use the brow gel. I'm now going to go in with the Maybelline Fit Me Loose setting powder, and I'm just going to use this powder to clean up the face where I put that bronzer. This is the step I normally always do. I'm not necessarily doing a full bake, but I always do like to clean up the face. For underneath my eyes, I'm going in with the Lancome translucent powder to set underneath the eyes and clean up the under eye. I don't like using the Maybelline powder for underneath my eyes because it's a little bit more yellow. I like a bright under eye, so that's why I'm using this translucent powder. I'm now going to go in with the Makeup Revolution contour palette, and I'm going to place the contour everywhere where I place the bronzer just to deepen the face. I'm going to go back in with the translucent powder and just clean up the nose a little bit. So for blush, I am going back into the Physicians Formula collection, and this is where I show you what all comes in it. So it has bronzers, highlights, a mirror, lipstick, blushes, and eyeshadows. Again, you cannot beat the price for what all you get. It has 58 different shades in here, so I really do recommend this little palette, especially if you're a beginner with makeup. Everything you need is in this palette. The makeup guru herself, Tati, did a YouTube video using this palette, so that's the whole reason why I bought it, and I literally love it, so go get it. Instead of wiping the powder underneath my eye away, I actually take a damp beauty sponge and just kind of press that into the skin. I also go over where I put that blush because it was a little bright. So if you ever feel like your blush is too much or your highlight's too much, a trick is taking a damp beauty sponge and just kind of pressing it over, and it will make it not as loud as it was before. I'm now just wiping away any of that excess powder that is still on my face. Now is where I want to add that pop of color, so I'm going to go in with the Jeffree Star by Morphe eyeshadow palette, and I'm going to take the two purple colors in here. I'm going to mix them together and just run them on my lower lash line. When using these purples on the lower lash line, I'm not trying to be too precise. I'm just kind of buffing it all over the lower lash line. I kind of want to have that smoked out look, so that's why I'm not being super clean with it. For eyeliner, I'm going to be using a purple eyeliner. I'm just going to put that all in my waterline. Next, I'm going to dip back into the Jeffree by Morphe palette. I am going to take this glitter gold color, and I'm just going to place that in the middle of my eye. I don't want to put it all over the lid, so just in the middle portion of my lid. For highlight, I'm dipping back into the Physicians Formula palette that I was using previously. I'm mixing the two gold shades, and I'm just placing that in the middle portion of my nose. And I'm also going to do a little bit on the tip of my nose as well. I don't like to be too messy when it comes to the nose, because the cleaner the highlight is on the nose, the more snatched your nose is going to look. For my lips today, I'm going to be lining them with the Kylie Love Bite lip liner. I'm just going to outline the lip, and then I'm also going to kind of put it all over the lip because I'm going to go for an ombre look today. For lipstick, I'm going to be going in with the Maybelline in the color Beige Babe. And I'm just going to place that in the center of my lips, again, to give it that ombre effect. I decided to add a gloss, so I went in with the iconic lip plumping gloss in the shade Nearly Nude. I'm now going to set my face using the Jeffree by Morphe setting spray. I forgot to highlight the inner corner of my eye and my brow bone earlier when I was doing the highlight, so that's what I'm doing here, is just again highlighting the brow bone and the inner corners of my eyes. Now going in with a little bit of mascara just to finish off my eyes, and I'm going to set my face again using the Wet n Wild 3-in-1 primer water in the scent Rose. This does complete today's look. Thank you all so much for stopping by. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Make sure you hit the subscribe button so you can see my next one.